In the ever-evolving world of athletics, few names have risen as swiftly and as forcefully as Caitlin Clark. For those unfamiliar with the complexities of women's basketball, it could be easy to ignore the revolutionary influence she's had on the game. But for those who have seen her perform, there's no disputing that Caitlin Clark is more than simply a rising star. She's a phenomenon. To those who argue the contrary, the issue remains, if not Caitlin Clark, then who would you want to launch your brand with?
Seattle Storm, here's Clark. Clark looking to take it around Lloyd. Clark bodies in and finishes.
That's one of the things that Caitlin Clark has done really well throughout the course of those last 10 games, is going to her right side, being physical and finishing even with contact.
Clark, what a pass, hit stride, and hold.
The dispute between Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese has become a heated subject in basketball circles. Angel Reese is clearly a skilled player, a force to be reckoned with on the court. However, when put opposite Caitlin Clark, the comparison becomes problematic. Clark's effect on the game goes well beyond her stats. Her leadership, court vision, and ability to execute under pressure distinguished her from her colleagues.
Well executed play by the Fever.
Clark the steal, Mitchell the knockaway, Clark's three, it's good.
Angel Reese has had a terrible few days, with setbacks that have left her in a precarious situation. Despite a strong statistical performance in a recent blowout defeat to the Phoenix Mercury, Reese is suffering the price for comparing her brand too closely to Caitlin Clark's. While Reese's brilliance is apparent, her choice to compare herself to Clark could have cost her dearly. Angel Reese has had a difficult time recently, with rejection coming from unexpected places. First, coach Cheryl Reeve made it apparent that Reese needed to be added to her radar. Despite Reese's obvious potential, Reeve chose to pass on her during the draft, a decision that has sparked heated debate. Reeve's decision to reject Reese was motivated by more than simply skill. It was also about fit, team relationships, and maybe personal prejudices.
I think so many people are watching women's basketball right now. It all started from the national championship game, and I've been dealing with this for 2 years now. And understanding, like, yeah, negative things have probably been said about me, but honestly, I'll take that, because look where women's basketball is. People are talking about women's basketball, but you never would think that we'd be talking about women's basketball. People are pulling up to games. We got celebrities coming to games, sold out arenas, like, just because of one single game.
The second rejection came from Caitlin Clark herself. Clark, who has been on a roll lately, appeared to distance herself from the comparison to Reese, instead focusing on her own game. Clark's recent performances have been nothing short of spectacular, dominating teams like the Seattle Storm and developing players like Kelsey Mitchell and Lexi Hall. Angel Reese's on-court struggles have become more apparent as she continues to deal with comparisons to Caitlin Clark. Despite being a great rebounder and energy player, Reese has struggled to live up to the expectations set by her relationship with Clark. In her last few games, Reese has struggled with her shooting only 29% from the field, which does not reflect her talent.
And just looking at that, like, I'll take that role. I'll take the bad guy role, and I'll continue to take that on and be that for my teammates. And if I want to be that, and I know I'll go down in history, I'll look back in 20 years and be like, yeah, the reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person. It's because of me too, and I want y'all to realize that. Like, it's not just because of one person. A lot of us have done so much for this game, and Kennedy has been here before, obviously, but there are so many great players in this league that have deserved this for a really, really long time, and luckily, it's coming now.
Reese's attachment to Caitlin Clark's brand has overshadowed her accomplishments. If she hadn't been compared to Clark, Reese might have been praised for her defensive abilities and energy on the court. However, as things stand, the comparisons have only served to highlight the difference between the two players. In an unexpected twist, Angel Reese's attempt to sign French Olympic star Gabby Williams to her team has also failed. Gabby Williams, noted for her defensive skills, just signed with the Seattle Storm, leaving Reese scrambling. Williams, who had been practicing with the French national team, decided to return to the WNBA and join the Storm, who had acquired her in a trade with the LA Sparks in 2022.
Yeah, America is not the entire world. I know there's some people in a certain place that need to hear that, but yes, America's not the whole world. I'm coming even later this time, which I didn't think was possible. I'm gonna keep pushing it, but no, I'm not.
Williams is no stranger to success, having been a starter in every game during a previous season, averaging 7.5 points and 5 rebounds. Her all-around skills earned her a spot on the all-defensive second team, helping the Storm make it to the WNBA semifinals. Her decision to join the Storm over teaming up with Reese is another blow to the Chicago Sky rookie. The debate over who deserves the Rookie of the Year title has been ongoing, with Caitlin Clark's name often at the forefront. However, Angel Reese has also been part of this conversation, albeit with less conviction. While Reese's energy and rebounding skills are commendable, her offensive struggles have made it difficult for her to be seen as a true contender for the title.
I think just reflecting back over my 4 years is just, I'm very grateful starting and playing in front of absolutely no one during COVID. And then obviously my sophomore year, we had good crowds. The curtains were down a lot of the games, and now it's impossible to get a ticket to get in the door to our games. So, yeah. I think the people that have made it the most special, obviously my teammates, my coaches, but it isn't what it is without all of you. So seriously, I mean that, and I thank you. And this is special. I don't know if you guys realize what you're doing for women's basketball and women's sports in general, but you're changing it. You're helping us change it. So seriously, from the bottom of my heart, from all of us, we thank you so much.
Reese's awkward left-handed shot, which she shoots from her shoulder rather than at eye level, has been a point of criticism. Despite her efforts to improve her mid-range game, Reese has yet to develop into the dynamic offensive player she aspires to be. The comparisons to Caitlin Clark have only heightened the pressure on Reese, making it even harder for her to find her footing in the WNBA. While Angel Reese struggles to find her rhythm, Caitlin Clark continues to dominate the court. Clark's recent performances have been nothing short of amazing, demonstrating her range and brilliance. Whether it's schooling the Seattle Storm or taking down the Phoenix Mercury, Clark has shown again and again why she's regarded as one of the finest in the game.
Yeah, she did wear the villain role on her sleeve, no doubt about that. She didn't do a lot to help herself when she was winning the NCAA championship last year against Iowa, and she was taunting Caitlin Clark.
Clark's effect extends beyond only her scoring ability. Her court vision, passing, and leadership make her a complete player, one who can alter the course of a game single-handedly. As the Rookie of the Year argument rages on, Clark's regular performances make it more tough to argue against her candidacy. Cheryl Reeve, head coach of the Minnesota Lynx and Team USA, has been the subject of criticism regarding her judgments concerning Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. Reeve's choice to pass on Reese during the selection aroused questions, particularly given the disappointing performance of the player she did take. Reeve's argument for rejecting Reese appears to derive from a conviction that Reese wouldn't mix well with the team's approach.
Yeah, you know, obviously broken news. I've got to look at the roster to see who they picked to be on the team, but I would imagine they leaned on veterans. And while Caitlin has had an incredible season, I don't know if there's going to be a rookie on this roster. So if we look here,
Reeve's decisions haven't been limited to the WNBA draft. As the head coach of Team USA, Reeve also played a role in selecting the Olympic roster. Caitlin Clark, despite her impressive performances, was left off the roster, a decision that has sparked much debate. Some have hypothesized that Reeve's selections may be impacted by personal prejudices, especially considering her participation with the LGBTQ+ community. As Caitlin Clark continues to make waves in the WNBA, curiosity surrounding her future only grows. One of the most hotly debated topics is Clark's potential involvement in the Unrivaled League, a new league founded by Brianna Stewart and Nafiza Collier. The Unrivaled League, based on 3v3 basketball, allows players to play during the WNBA's summer and earn six-figure wages.
And again, we cannot understate the timing of this with the media rights deal being up next year, how she has completely driven eyeballs to the women's game this year, not only for Iowa games, but we've seen it across the women's college landscape. She is vitally important.
Clark's potential involvement in the Unrivaled League has sparked much debate. While the league provides exciting opportunities, it is still being determined whether they align with Clark's preferences. Critics have questioned the Unrivaled League's motivations, particularly given its owner's previous lack of support for specific players. The Unrivaled League marks a new era in women's basketball with a one-of-a-kind model that has the potential to transform the sport. However, it is not without controversy. The league's framework, which revolves around 3v3 basketball, may appeal to only some players, notably Caitlin Clark, who excels in conventional 5v5 games. The league's timing, which coincided with the expiry of television rights agreements, has sparked speculation regarding its purpose. Some have speculated that the league's owners may be looking to capitalize on the increased visibility of women's basketball, driven in part by players like Caitlin Clark. However, there are concerns that the league's focus on branding and financial incentives might detract from the sport's integrity.
And efficiency when it comes to scoring. So that's my quick take on it, but I've got to dive deep into it.
Yeah, we know that Caitlin Clark is a great player and she will probably be great in the WNBA, but just like you said, you know the veterans, you know what you're going to get on that team.
Caitlin Clark's effect on women's basketball cannot be emphasized. Her accomplishments have not only boosted her career, but have also drawn more attention to the sport as a whole. Clark's ability to attract in spectators and inspire passion around women's basketball has made her a significant role in the game's development. As the WNBA and other leagues grow, women like Caitlin Clark will play an important part in determining the sport's future. Whether she decides to continue in the WNBA, join the Unrivaled League, or seek other possibilities, Clark's impact will be felt for years to come. While Caitlin Clark's career continues to grow, Angel Reese's path has been plagued by hardships and failures. Despite these hurdles, Reese has shown tremendous perseverance. Her ability to bounce back from rejection and criticism speaks to her strength as a player and a person.
We roll in the Olympics every year. We can afford having, someone who's the 20th best or 24th best instead of the 12th best, because of what it would potentially do to grow the game.
Reese's decision to focus on her mid-range game and face-up shots demonstrates her desire to improve. While she may not be on the same level as Caitlin Clark, Reese's potential is undeniable. Reese has the potential to make a name for herself in the WNBA as her skills improve. Coaches like Cheryl Reeve help shape the careers of players like Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. Reeve's decisions, both in the WNBA and at the Olympics, have had a significant impact on these players' careers. Her choices, whether motivated by team dynamics, personal biases, or other factors, have sparked intense debate in the basketball community. Coaches' influence extends beyond game strategy. They play an important role in the development of players' abilities, mental toughness, and overall career paths. The decisions made by coaches like Reeve can either propel players to new heights or prevent them from reaching their full potential.
She is on pace to become only the 5th player in history in the WNBA. History, not rookie, player, to have a 15-5-5 season.
The media has played a significant role in shaping the stories surrounding Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. Media coverage has amplified the comparisons between the two players, often to Reese's detriment. The media's emphasis on Clark's accomplishments and Reese's struggles has created a dynamic in which Reese is perceived as falling short, even when she performs admirably. The media's role in promoting women's basketball is crucial. Positive coverage can help elevate the sport and its players, attracting new fans and increasing visibility. However, the media also has the power to create narratives that may not fully reflect the complexities of players' careers. The media needs to balance its coverage, recognizing the achievements of all players, not just those who are seen as the next big thing.
I think, though, while you can't say she was snubbed, it was a mistake to leave her off. Because to grow the game of women's pro basketball here in America.
The future of women's basketball is bright, thanks in large part to players like Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. As the sport continues to grow, it's important to recognize the contributions of all players, regardless of their current standing. While Caitlin Clark may be the face of the sport right now, players like Angel Reese also have a vital role to play in its future. The continued development of leagues like the WNBA and the introduction of new leagues like the Unrivaled League will provide more opportunities for players to showcase their talents. As these leagues evolve, the focus should remain on the players and the sport itself, ensuring that women's basketball continues to thrive.
And I just feel really grateful to be here, and I put on an Iowa jersey for 4 years, but like Coach Bluder and Kate said, there's still so much more fun to have, and we're not done.
There is.
In the big scheme of things, Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese are both vital to the story of women's basketball. While their routes may be different, everyone can leave a lasting impact on the sport. Caitlin Clark's domination on the court has already confirmed her as one of the game's greats, while Angel Reese's resilience and drive signal that her finest days are yet ahead. As we look to the future, it's vital to remember that basketball is a team sport and no individual can achieve success alone. Both Clark and Reese have benefited from the support of their teammates, coaches, and fans. As their careers continue to unfold, we can only hope that they continue to inspire the next generation of women's basketball players, proving that there's room at the top for more than just a one star.
It's like, all right, next step. Are you still there? Are you still a true fan? But I'm pretty sure that she's going to be good. The league's going to enjoy her. We're going to enjoy her, obviously, as competitors and teammates or whatever you may say. But no, it's going to be huge for her to make that jump. All of them. I mean, it's going to be a great time for them to transition like we all did.
Caitlin Clark has become a household name in basketball. Clark, known for her outstanding shooting abilities, creative playmaking, and unwavering competitive spirit, has quickly risen to prominence.
I got down there and I was wearing Nike Blazers, so they're really hard to take off. I was like, I need Caitlin to sign my shoe. So I quickly took the laces out, pulled it down, just held it there for 40 minutes. Oh my God. And then she came over and she signed it.
She was born and reared in Iowa and was a standout athlete at Dowling Catholic High School before attending the University of Iowa. Her collegiate career has been nothing short of outstanding, with multiple awards and records to her name.
Unreal day for women's basketball here in Iowa City. From a top 10 matchup to a sold-out Carver Hawkeye Arena to even College game day making the trip to Iowa City. A game that I'm sure so many little girls will never forget.
Cementing her status as one of the most promising young athletes in women's basketball. Caitlin Clark's rise to basketball success started at a young age.
15,000 strong in a sold-out Carver Hawkeye Arena. No one more excited to watch the junior play than little girls, not only in the state of Iowa, but beyond. Watching Clark live out her dreams on the court, giving them hope that one day they can do the same.
Growing up in West Des Moines, her father, a collegiate basketball player, introduced her to the sport. Her inherent skill was evident from an early age, and she soon rose to prominence in juvenile leagues and high school tournaments. Clark stood out at Dowling Catholic High School for her scoring skills and court vision. She routinely led her team to victory, garnering multiple awards and establishing herself as one of the best high school players in the country. Clark chose to stay close to home, enrolling at the University of Iowa, where she made an immediate impact. As a rookie, she topped the country in scoring and was named Big Ten Rookie of the Year.
It's fun to come to games that you can watch, and it hopefully inspires you to play better or practice more, see how they play.
It is very inspiring, and it's nice to be in the environment, so I have somewhat of an idea what it's like to, be in a college environment.
During her sophomore season, she continued to break records, winning unanimous first-team All-American accolades and the Dawn Staley Award as the finest guard in women's collegiate basketball.
Caitlin Clark is one of the biggest names in college basketball. People travel all over the country to watch number 22 play, whether it's right here in Iowa City or on the road in the Big Ten. And what bigger and better stage to watch number 22 play in than one of the biggest games?
Clark's ability to execute under duress, as well as her leadership characteristics, has helped her become a key role in Iowa's basketball team.
These sisters from Urbandale were among several young fans who had their sights set on Caitlin Clark, and it's hard to blame them with the way she plays. The sophomore from West Des Moines remembers that was once her.
I feel like I was just that little girl.
The Olympics represent the pinnacle of athletic performance, with the best from all around the world vying for glory.
Iowa's women's basketball wrapping up their regular season schedule with a showdown against number 2 ranked Indiana. The game has garnered some national attention as College game day takes over Iowa City.
This global tournament is about more than just winning medals. It's about displaying talent and earning international recognition. For basketball players, the Olympics provide a unique opportunity to showcase their abilities on a global stage, drawing both spectators and endorsements. Basketball has been a part of the Olympic Games since 1936, and it has become one of the most popular and competitive sports. The competition brings together the top players from across the world, representing their respective countries in the quest for Olympic gold. The games are eagerly anticipated, attracting big crowds and receiving extensive media coverage. Caitlin Clark's performance at the Olympics was nothing short of incredible. She demonstrated her trademark long three-point shots, fast decision-making, and ability to lead her team under duress. Her statistics were remarkable and contributed considerably to Team USA's win.
Whatever you want to do, there's going to be moments of hardship and then a lot of amazing moments, but that's what makes the moments of really great times, that's what makes it so amazing. So I think don't let anybody tell you can't do something. You can achieve whatever you want in life. I think especially for young girls, have confidence. I think that's
something a lot of young girls struggle with is confidence, and lucky enough, like,
Clark's Olympic experience added to her already impressive resume, making her a fan favorite and media darling. Clark consistently scored more than 20 points every game during the tournament. Her shooting percentage from beyond the arc was especially impressive, with numerous games where she made more than half of her three-pointers. Clark excelled in both scoring and playmaking, averaging 7 assists per game and often setting up her teammates for easy goals. Clark's performance in the semifinal versus Australia was one of the Olympics' most memorable moments. With side USA down in the fourth quarter, Clark took over the game, scoring 12 points in the final 5 minutes to help her side win. Her clutch shooting and poise under duress were on full display, earning her acclaim from both analysts and viewers. Aja Wilson is a formidable basketball player. Wilson was a standout at the University of South Carolina and is now a WNBA great, having won numerous trophies, including the WNBA MVP. Her presence on the court is dominating, and her abilities are exceptional.
Wilson isn't smart enough to understand that everybody's going to get fat because of Caitlin Clark. Everybody won't get fat if they keep bringing up the ridiculous, idiotic, and tired old notion of racism. Aja Wilson, who bitch whined and moaned and continues to bitch whine and moan that Caitlin Clark is only popular because she's white.
However, the rise of Caitlin Clark has created a new dynamic that threatens Wilson's control. I.J. Wilson's basketball career began in Hopkins, South Carolina, where she quickly rose to become one of the nation's top high school players. She led her team to a national title at the University of South Carolina and received multiple individual accolades, including Naismith College Player of the Year.
It's good. It's really good. I love playing here. It's a different vibe. It's a different feel. Obviously, with the Knights, it's the Knights' home, so it's pretty cool just to be here and just go out here and have some fun. Go out here and be us. That's pretty. I don't care where we play. We just got to be us.
Her adjustment to the WNBA was easy, as she was crowned Rookie of the Year and later MVP. Her versatility and athleticism define Wilson's game. She can shoot from the post, mid-range, and beyond the arc, making her a nightmare for opponents. She is a good shot blocker and rebounder who serves as the defensive anchor for her squad. Wilson's leadership on and off the court has established her as a role model for future players and an important figure in the WNBA. Caitlin Clark's presence at the Olympics extended beyond the court. Her work with Wilson Sporting Goods resulted in Caitlin Clark's Limitless Collection, a line of basketballs that soon became popular. The basketballs, which had unique patterns and personal touches from Clark's career, sold out quickly, generating hype that overshadowed other items, including Aja Wilson's basketball collection. The Limitless Collection was a commercial triumph, fusing new design with Clark's narrative. Each basketball in the collection was unique, with handwritten inscriptions from Clark's high school days and highlights from her college career. These personal additions turned the basketballs into souvenirs that resonated strongly with fans. The response to the Limitless Collection was phenomenal. Fans rushed to buy the limited edition products, resulting in rapid sellouts and significant demand for restocks. Wilson Sporting Goods struggled to meet the unusual demand, highlighting Clark's star power. The initial release, priced at $99.95, comprised 4 models: the EV NXT, 3,951 Game Basketball, WNBA Ascent Basketball, and Repetition Basketball. All models sold out within hours, causing a frenzy among admirers. Team USA, consisting of some of the top basketball talents, including Aja Wilson and Caitlin Clark, was predicted to win the competition. However, internal dynamics and outward perceptions caused controversy. Clark's sudden rise and the enormous popularity of her merchandise sparked debates about the importance of individual achievements versus team performance. The presence of numerous elite players on Team USA resulted in a unique dynamic. While the team's skill was evident, handling the egos and demands of top players proved difficult. The coaching staff had to strike a balance between playing time and roles, making sure that each player contributed to the team's success while remaining harmonious. The media coverage of Caitlin Clark's performance and merchandising success increased the pressure, while Clark was praised for her accomplishments. Several detractors contended that the emphasis on individual awards distracted from the team's overall aims. This debate emphasized the difficulty of controlling star power in a team sport, particularly on such a large platform. Caitlin Clark's basketball cooperation with Wilson Sporting Goods was a commercial triumph. The Limitless collection, with its unique designs and personal sentiments, struck a chord with admirers. One basketball in particular contained a handwritten note from Clark's high school days, symbolizing her path and goals. This personal touch elevated the basketballs from basic sports equipment to valuable collectibles. The Limitless collection's success may be traced back to its creative marketing strategy. By including pieces of Clark's own life, the anthology evoked an emotional response from fans. The limited edition character of the products added to their attractiveness, creating a sense of urgency among customers.
The way she is off the court that makes her a role model.
You know, I think that was the most kids we've really had all season today. The tunnel was just packed with kids, and you know, I try to make time to high five every single one of them, and you know, that's really what it's all about, inspiring the next generation, and I think our team does a tremendous job of that.
Consumers reacted overwhelmingly positively. Fans complimented the distinctive designs and the chance to own a piece of basketball history. The swift sellouts and great demand for restocks highlighted the marketing strategy's effectiveness as well as Clark's brand strength. In comparison, A'ja Wilson's basketball line, while popular, did not elicit the same level of excitement. Wilson's basketball, while well-designed and branded with her name and emblem, lacked the distinct personal touches that defined Clark's collection. This disparity in marketing strategy and consumer appeal highlighted the two athletes' separate branding methods. Wilson Sporting Goods produced A'ja Wilson's basketball line, which featured high-quality designs and performance features. Wilson supported the basketballs, which carried her name and emblem. While fans favorably welcomed the products, they lacked the personal storytelling components that distinguish Clark's line. Wilson's basketball line sold well, but at a different rate than Clark's collection. While Wilson's basketballs were accessible and sold consistently, they did not experience the rapid sellouts and great demand for restocks that Clark's products experienced.
One of the most fun parts of this whole ride with the Hawkeyes right now in Caitlin Clark mania is seeing these swarms of kids waiting for autographs after games and then just seeing their reactions when they get a picture with her or they get something signed. You might remember this scene from Monday's Elite 8 postgame in Albany. We had it live here on CBS 2 and Fox 28. That girl getting her shoes signed by Caitlin, and that's the appropriate reaction.
This distinction underscored the importance of personal branding and marketing strategy in shaping consumer behavior. The market's reaction to Caitlin Clark's basketballs was extraordinary. Fans rushed to buy the limited edition products, resulting in rapid sellouts and significant demand for restocks. Wilson Sporting Goods struggled to meet the unusual demand, highlighting Clark's star power. On the other side, while A'ja Wilson's basketballs sold regularly, they did not encounter the same buying frenzy. Basketballs provided valuable insights into the impact of personal branding. Fans were drawn to the product's unique designs and personal touches, which resulted in a deep emotional connection. This relationship resulted in high demand and quick sellouts, proving the efficiency of the marketing plan. The success of Clark's collection mirrored broader market trends in sports items.
Micaiah McCann, 15-year-old from the Albany, New York area, got to go to both Iowa games out there, and then popular sites like Awful Announcing and Just Women's Sports shared that scene from our live stream. That is how Micaiah found out she was on live TV in Eastern Iowa. She found us, reached out to us to tell us that she's the shoe girl.
Consumers are increasingly interested in items that provide unique experiences and personal relationships. The Limitless collection capitalized on these themes, allowing fans to own a piece of Clark's journey and dream.
Fans filed in from the rain, whether they were season ticket holders.
They're fun to watch. You'll have a good time if you come and watch them.
Or they made the trip up from the metro.
We love watching Caitlin Clark, and she's really fun, and all the players on the team are really fun to watch.
A'ja Wilson's displeasure throughout the Olympics was evident. As a dominant player who has long been the face of women's basketball, Caitlin Clark's rapid rise to prominence was difficult to accept. The comparison of sales figures for their different basketballs fueled the fury. Wilson's basketball, while still part of Wilson Sporting Goods' portfolio, had a distinct immediate sellout success compared to Clark's collection. The shift in focus from Wilson to Clark had a tremendous emotional impact on Wilson.
On Saturday, I was like, there's no way I get her autograph. She's such a big deal. There's going to be people lined up down there. Like, it's insane. But on Monday, I was like determined. I was saying before the game, I'm going to get this autograph. It's going to happen. And everybody's like, I hope you do.
As a very competitive athlete, Wilson is proud of her accomplishments and the praise she receives. The fast rise of Clark and the enormous popularity of her items produced a sense of competitiveness and rivalry, which exacerbated Wilson's dissatisfaction.
I was just trying to exit the court as quickly as possible, so I started running, and I was absolutely just hammered by somebody trying to run onto the court and basically blindsided and, kind of scary. Could have caused a pretty serious injury to me and knocked the wind out of me, but luckily my teammates kind of picked me up and got me off the court. So, and their AD already came and apologized to me, so I really appreciate that. And, that's just what comes with the territory. I mean, I'm sure they tried their best to do whatever they could. Obviously, it didn't work.
The public's reaction to Wilson's dissatisfaction was varied. Some fans sympathized with her plight, acknowledging the difficulties of sustaining celebrity status in a fast-changing sports world. Others saw the rivalry as a natural aspect of the competitive world of athletics, offering an opportunity for both sportsmen to push one another to new heights.
Play at the Stanford University 2022. And this is Caitlin Clark introducing herself. She has been a leader for US team.
Caitlin Clark's name has a strong resonance in the basketball community. Clark, a prodigy whose abilities have wowed fans and commentators alike, was left off Team USA's Olympic selection, sparking significant outrage. This piece dives at Clark's rise, her Olympic snub, the resulting controversy, and Team USA's eventual admission of regret.
Caitlin Clark, even though we have a day to celebrate with so many amazing ladies making the roster, what have you made of the conversation about Caitlin being left off?
It speaks really highly to the player that Caitlin is, to the superstar.
Caitlin Clark's basketball experience has been nothing short of spectacular. She distinguished herself from her contemporaries with a rare combination of talent, toughness, and basketball IQ beginning in high school. Her transition to collegiate basketball went well, and she quickly became a standout at the University of Iowa. Clark's ability to score, facilitate, and dominate the game helped her become one of the most talked about athletes in the NCAA.
She's become the new face of women's basketball. Clark breaking records tonight, becoming the all-time leading scorer in Big Ten history, inspiring a new generation of aspiring women's basketball players from Hinsdale Central.
Clark's early years were a forerunner to her later success. She grew up in West Des Moines, Iowa, with a loving family who saw her promise from an early age. Her father, Brent Clark, and older brother Blake played an important role in developing her interest in the game. By the time she reached high school, she had caught the attention of college scouts.
Caitlin Clark has become a national phenom, and some fans say they went the extra mile just to watch her play here. ABC 7's Kate Kogirin spoke with excited ticket holders at Welsh Ryan Arena.
The fan fever was high.
Clark was clearly the dominant student at Dowling Catholic High School. She guided her team to several state titles, breaking various records in the process. Her high school career was distinguished for her scoring abilities, court vision, and leadership skills. These characteristics garnered her a 5-star recruit ranking and offers from elite basketball teams nationwide.
Knock into 3-ball as well. Kenna Warnock, I've said this time and time again, I think she's one of the more underrated players in the Big Ten, and there's Clark's first bucket. Saw it with 34 points.
Clark decided to stay close to home and enrolled at the University of Iowa. Her decision was inspired by the possibility of playing for coach Lisa Bluter, who has a track record of creating outstanding athletes. Clark made an immediate impression during her first year. She led the nation in scoring and was named the Big Ten Freshman of the Year. Her performances were more than simply sheer stats. They included game-winning shots, clutch efforts, and a maturity beyond her years.
2-on-1 break here for Iowa. Caitlin Clark to Marshall for 2.
The blink of an eye, Caitlin Clark brings Iowa within 1. Look at this. Carissa McLaughlin blocked by Clark, out of bounds. Purdue ball.
With the Olympics coming, many assumed Clark would be a certainty for Team USA. Her performances were constantly outstanding, and her ability to flourish on the international stage appeared unquestionable. However, when the roster was revealed, Clark's name was glaringly absent.
With such an ease, it's almost like she's a musician when she's playing with poetry like that. More Parks takes the contact, you can count it. See more of Caitlin Clark taking it to the bucket. She didn't like the fact that she was whistled for that charge.
This choice confused many fans and pundits, sparking a surge of conjecture and debate. For any athlete, representing their country in the Olympics is a pinnacle achievement. Caitlin Clark's dream appeared within reach, given her quick rise in the basketball world. The journey to the Olympics entails intense training, national team camps, and sustained top-level performance. Clark's journey featured great college performances in early WNBA games.
Honestly, no disappointment. Like, I think it just gives you something to work for. You know, that's a dream. You know, hopefully one day I can be there, and I think it's just a little more motivation. You remember that. And
as Clark's star grew, so did expectations. Fans and commentators both regarded her as the future of women's basketball. Her ability to score from wherever on the floor, combined with her playmaking abilities, made her a standout player. The possibility of witnessing her compete against the world's best at the Olympics sparked excitement and anticipation.
Clark certainly sounds genuine there. Maybe there's a hint of diplomacy as well. Here, Indiana coach says Clark told her, quote, "They awakened a monster." Our contributor Christine Brennan has been tracking this story for weeks. She wrote in her,
Clark's achievements speak much about her talents. She led the NCAA in scoring, displayed an incredible ability to make clutch plays, and matured beyond her years on the floor. Her ability to shoot and pass made her a nightmare for opposing defenses. Despite her great stats and highlight reel moments, Team USA chose to keep her off the squad, a decision that would later be highly criticized.
curtains were down a lot of the games, and now it's impossible to get a ticket to get in the door to our games. So, yeah. I think the people that have made it the most special, obviously my teammates, my coaches, but it isn't what it is without all of you, so seriously.
Record-breaking performances characterized Clark's undergraduate career. She became the first player in NCAA history to have consecutive triple-doubles of at least 30 points. Her scoring numbers were consistently among the nation's best, and she led her team in assists and steals. These statistics were more than just numbers. They demonstrated her all-around game and ability to influence all aspects of the game. One of Clark's distinguishing characteristics is her capacity to perform in critical situations. Whether it was hitting game-winning baskets or making crucial plays in high-pressure circumstances, she continually delivered when it counted the most. Her leadership on and off the court was clear, as she frequently assumed the position of a vocal leader, mentoring her colleagues and setting an example with her work ethic and drive. Clark's absence from the Olympic team remains a source of dispute. Some argued that her rookie position in the WNBA played a role, while others attributed it to her absence from training camp. ESPN commentators and basketball fans debated the issue extensively, with many expressing shock and dismay. The selection process for Team USA is rigorous, with input from coaches, former players, and basketball experts. It entails assessing players' performance, fit within the team chemistry, and capacity to adjust to international competition. The decision to omit Clark, despite her evident aptitude, prompted concerns about the criteria utilized and whether other factors influenced the decision. Team USA officials issued remarks attempting to justify their actions. They mentioned considerations such as the need for more experienced players and the need for teamwork. However, these answers did little to soothe the outrage of fans and pundits who felt Clark's talent and potential justified her admission. ESPN's coverage of Clark's Olympic snub featured comments from a variety of pundits. Some backed the decision, given her lack of experience, while others fiercely opposed it, citing historical examples of rookies making the Olympic team. Analysts such as Paul Pierce and Skip Bayless pointed out that other famous players such as Diana Taurasi and Candace Parker made the Olympic squad as rookies, prompting questions about why Clark was treated differently. The ESPN debate offered a variety of opinions. Some commentators claimed that Clark's absence represented a missed chance for Team USA to capitalize on her growing popularity and marketability. Others emphasized the potential benefits of having a young star like Clark on the squad, both for her growth and for the club's success. The debates frequently grew heated, reflecting the emotion and intensity surrounding this topic. The similarities to other rookies who made the Olympic team were especially noticeable. Analysts pointed out that players like Rebecca Lobo, Diana Taurasi, and Candace Parker were included despite being in positions similar to Clark's. These examples underlined the irregularity in the selection process, fueling conjecture about further reasons for Clark's rejection. Clark's omission from the Olympic team sparked a firestorm of anger. Speculations about political motivations, team chemistry, and even potential jealousy from other players were widespread. The idea that Clark's popularity and burgeoning celebrity status may have offended some people was a recurring subject in conversations. Some speculated that her absence was intended to prevent any problems in team harmony or hierarchy. One of the most hotly debated ideas was that Clark's exclusion was politically motivated. Some argued that her growing prominence and popularity threatened the established structure within Team USA. There were speculations that her aggressive style and on-court approach may have clashed with other key players or coaches, prompting the decision to keep her off the roster. The selection process for Team USA is rigorous, with input from coaches, former players, and basketball experts. It entails assessing players' performance, fit within the team chemistry, and capacity to adjust to international competition. The decision to omit Clark, despite her evident aptitude, prompted concerns about the criteria utilized and whether other factors influenced the decision. Team USA officials issued remarks attempting to justify their actions. They mentioned considerations such as the need for more experienced players and the need for teamwork. However, these answers did little to soothe the outrage of fans and pundits who felt Clark's talent and potential justified her admission. ESPN's coverage of Clark's Olympic snub featured comments from a variety of pundits. Some backed the decision, given her lack of experience, while others fiercely opposed it, citing historical examples of rookies making the Olympic team. Analysts such as Paul Pierce and Skip Bayless pointed out that other famous players, such as Diana Taurasi and Candace Parker, made the Olympic squad as rookies, prompting questions about why Clark was treated differently. The ESPN debate offered a variety of opinions. Some commentators claimed that Clark's absence represented a missed chance for Team USA to capitalize on her growing popularity and marketability. Others emphasized the potential benefits of having a young star like Clark on the squad, both for her growth and for the club's success. The debates frequently grew heated, reflecting the emotion and intensity surrounding this topic. The similarities to other rookies who made the Olympic team were especially noticeable. Analysts pointed out that players like Rebecca Lobo, Diana Taurasi, and Candace Parker were included, despite being in positions similar to Clark's. These examples underline the irregularity in the selection process, fueling conjecture about further reasons for Clark's rejection. Clark's omission from the Olympic team sparked a firestorm of anger. Speculations about political motivations, team chemistry, and even potential jealousy from other players were widespread. The idea that Clark's popularity and burgeoning celebrity status may have offended some people was a recurring subject in conversations. Some speculated that her absence was intended to prevent any problems in team harmony or hierarchy. One of the most hotly debated ideas was that Clark's exclusion was politically motivated. Some argued that her growing prominence and popularity threatened the established structure within Team USA. There were speculations that her aggressive style and on-court approach may have clashed with other key players or coaches, prompting the decision to keep her off the roster. The selection procedure relies heavily on team chemistry. The addition of a high-profile rookie like Clark has the potential to upset the team's existing roles and relationships. Some suggested that there was anxiety about how veteran players would react to her presence and how it would affect team unity. This hypothesis proposed that the decision was taken to maintain harmony rather than based only on performance. Another theory focused on jealousy and rivalry. Clark's fast ascension and the media attention she received may have fueled anger among other players. The possibility that her success and popularity will overshadow other team members was discussed. This hypothesis argued that her exclusion was a means to manage egos and avoid internal problems. In a stunning change of events, members of Team USA's selection committee and coaching staff later expressed regret for not including Clark. Coach Dawn Staley agreed that, given Clark's current form and influence, she would have been a strong contender if the process occurred again. This admission, although satisfying Clark's admirers, also highlighted a squandered chance to display one of the most brilliant players on the world scene. The admission of sorrow occurred through public comments and interviews. Coach Staley and other committee members praised Clark's performance and admitted that she would have been a good candidate for the team had the choice been made later. These words were interpreted as vindication for Clark and her admirers, who had contended that her aptitude and promise were unquestionable. The public admission of regret had a huge impact on Clark's career. It cemented her reputation as one of basketball's brightest young stars and demonstrated the respect she garnered from top coaches and officials. Clark utilized the accolades from Team USA as motivation to keep developing and proving her naysayers wrong. Caitlin Clark's Olympic snub is a complex story of talent, controversy, and ultimately remorse. As Team USA considers its decision, the basketball world wonders what may have been. Clark's rejection from the Olympic team may have denied fans the opportunity to watch her talent on the biggest stage.